This is how to start migrating projects from the Arduino IDE to PlatformIO. This may look like a confusing example of a development project, but the stuff I've been working on so far doesn't get that intimidating. There may be multiple reasons to consider switching away from the Arduino IDE, even if it's not entirely for all projects. For example, in PlatformIO, every project has a configuration INI file, and you can control a lot of different things, including the equivalent to referencing a specific board file in the Arduino IDE, like ESP32. You can specify an exact version number, or things like any version greater than a certain minimum, things like that. And you can do the same to control which library version is used in a certain project. So if you have a project that uses a certain library and you know some versions of that do or don't work, you can specify that. And unlike the Arduino IDE, you're not stuck with the same version for all projects that you have to manually install and roll back, especially if it's been a while and now you've updated a bunch of things. You go back to recompile a project, something is broken, you got to spend time changing the installed library versions or board file versions. And I've run into that before on multiple projects, so I'm going to at least migrate some projects over to PlatformIO. And that is an extension on other desktop IDEs. So for now, I've chosen Visual Studio Code, which means I have to install that and then add PlatformIO as an extension within there. So installing this, if it's not already there, is the first step. And I'm focusing on how to get some Arduino projects with Uno and ESP32 running once we're all set up. I'll assume everyone can get all of this stuff installed on their own. But one thing I wanted to mention, I was considering using VS Codium, but when I tried to install that, I couldn't seem to get PlatformIO installed, and there may be ways to manually do it, but I didn't want to mess around too much. So for now, I'm just going to use regular VS Code. The reason to use VS Codium is because it's a compiled version of Visual Studio without all kinds of telemetry. This is available for Windows, Mac, and Linux. So after installing Visual Studio Code, it may look something like this when it's running. I've already got PlatformIO installed, but if I didn't, I would go over here on the left to this extensions icon and bring that menu up and search for PlatformIO, and there would be an install icon here. Then down in the bottom corner, there will be installation status progress, and there may be a couple of pop-up alerts. It may want some C++ dependencies installed, and it may mention if it can't find an installed Python virtual environment, VENV, and it will recommend to do that. So previously, when I was installing all of this on Linux as well, I did get the pop-up saying I needed the Python 3 virtual environment available. So I followed instructions here, went to the terminal, and installed this, and then everything went fine. So once you get through the installation of whichever IDE you're using and adding PlatformIO as an extension, in this case we have this alien PlatformIO icon, so if you click that, you start getting some menu options here. So if we go to PIO Home and Open, over here on the left of this window, we can look at different things, any projects we have. We can go look for libraries, boards, and in the device list, we can see if we have any USB serial devices plugged in. Right now, I do have an Uno plugged in, so it's showing up. And when I'm ready to program a sketch in the Uno, it will try to automatically find the correct serial port. Otherwise, I can configure which one I want to use. So I'm going to start in the Projects menu, Create New Project. I'll give it a name. It's going to be an Arduino Blink test. And the board, I can scroll through if I really want, but I'll start typing Uno, choose Arduino Uno. And the framework is Arduino because we're still using the same Arduino framework we were using in the Arduino IDE. I'll just let it use the default location where it stores projects. And if I hover over that question mark, it'll pop up the folder path. In my case on the Mac, it's within the user account documents folder, and then there's a PlatformIO folder. So if I click Finish, it may take a while to get this first project initialized because it may be doing things in the background to get started. So now, in this center console, it opened the PlatformIO.ini configuration file for this new Blink project. So here's some of the things we are able to configure. Arduino framework, Uno is the board, and if we do things like add a library to the project, that'll get added into here as well as we go. But for now, source is where the main sketch is. So in PlatformIO, they use main.cpp, and this is basically an empty sketch, but it shows a couple of things that we do need to keep in mind when bringing Arduino projects from the Arduino IDE over here. First, we have to make sure we include this Arduino header file by having this line in our sketch. And the Arduino IDE handles this behind the scenes. So we have to remember to include this. And another thing here, this almost empty sketch shows a function here at the bottom that they are calling here in the setup to do a calculation. And they also have a declaration of the function up here so that the sketch will know this function exists. The Arduino IDE handles those things automatically, so we can throw functions somewhere down near the bottom of the sketch and call them higher up, and it's okay. But here, if we did that, first let's compile it as is and show it working. So down at the bottom we have a check mark to build, and it was successful in this message terminal. If I comment out this function declaration, and then this would be more like most typical Arduino IDE sketches. If I build, now it failed. It doesn't know what my function is. So one way around that, we can just put that entire function up at the top so it shows up when compiling before we ever call it in the setup. And that's one way to declare a function as well as define it. So if we build, it's successful again because now it knows it's there. If I go back to putting this down at the bottom, I have to make sure it's declared. So if I'm bringing in a sketch already used in the Arduino IDE, and I need to make sure I declare all those functions at the beginning of the sketch, to make it easy, all I do is go locate every function so we can keep trying to build the project, look at the errors. If there's more functions we need it to declare, we just search for those. If I build, keep going and see if we can get it to properly compile. So here's the Uno I have plugged in, and it does have a Blink sketch in there right now. I'm going to try to program this demo sketch in and get it to stop blinking. So down near the build icon, there's a right arrow to upload. I'll see if it just automatically finds the Uno. Auto detected on this serial port, and it says success, and now the light is just stuck on. Now I've updated that dummy sketch into a Blink sketch. I'm using the serial port at 115200. I'm going to blink the LED with 1 second on and 1 second off. And there's a function to print on the serial monitor whether we just set the LED port high or low. So up at the top, I declared that print text function. If I build it to make sure it works, success. Now I'll upload, and success, and it has started blinking. So to get the serial monitor, we have this plug looking icon down here for serial monitor. If we click that, it opens up and we can see there's text showing up, but the terminal defaults at 9600. So the way we have to change the speed, that's one of the things we configure in PlatformIO.ini for the project. So here I'm going to add monitor speed equals 115200, and I'll just go back to the main CPP. Now down in this terminal window, I can right-click, rerun task. It launched this window again, and now we're seeing the proper high-low text because we're at the right port speed. So if we look at the info on the PlatformIO website, in the configuration area for PlatformIO.ini, once we dig through this, we can eventually find the kinds of things we can configure in there. So if we expand these out, I can get to this section here and monitor options. Monitor speed is what I just set, and there's the example of configuring this project to use that serial port speed. There's a whole lot of things you can do. It may take some time digging down into how to use this, but it does end up giving a lot more flexibility. So now if I want to try an ESP32 based project, I have this ESP32 C3 module on this project with an OLED, and it has GPIO expanders on it, rotary encoder. So I just want to see if I can migrate this sketch over from the Arduino IDE into PlatformIO and how I need to change things to get it working. And if I want, I can do things like get rid of this sidebar. I can click the alien icon and make this a bigger workspace. So opening this sidebar, I can open the home page again. Now I'm going to go to the projects, create new, and I'll call this ESP32 C3 test. And for the board, I'll search for ESP32-C3. And I'm just going to choose a C3 dev kit of some kind. It probably doesn't matter for my purpose. Framework is still Arduino because we are using an Arduino infrastructure, so I'll scroll down and finish. And now it's added a new ESP32 test project over here, and it has opened up PlatformIO.ini, the configuration for the project, and it has set it up for the ESP32C3 with an Arduino framework, and we can add more configuration options here if we want to customize anything else. So we can come over to this project and go into the source, which defaults to having main.cpp. But in this case, I'm just going to bring over the Arduino project files with the INO file. Also, this here is an explorer with these project files and folders. If we were somewhere else here and we wanted to get that back, the explorer is this stack of papers icon, so we can get back over here. I'm going to delete main.cpp, and here's the folder for the Arduino IDE project, and it has this separate CPP and H file for the OLED menu. I'm just going to drag those from the folder into the source on this project. I'm not going to separate this out as a separate library or anything. I'm not going to rename the INO file. I just want to see what happens. So if I open the INO over here, I can see a list of libraries I know I'm going to need. So the first thing I'll do is try to build and see what errors I get. Right away, it doesn't know what Adafruit GFX is because that's one of the libraries I need. So I'll go back with the alien icon, get to the menu here. I could click libraries, or I can go back to just the regular home menu and choose libraries from this list of icons. I'm going to search Adafruit GFX, click search, and there it is. So I'll just click that, add to project, select a project, add, and now it's showing me PlatformIO.ini. It's added a library dependency here, a version number. I'll just close that. Back to the Explorer and the sketch. I'll try building it. I need the OLED display library. I'll go to libraries, search, Adafruit SSD1306. And there it is. So I click that, add to project. Now it's added that second library referencing a certain version number. I'll go back to the sketch, try to build again. Now it needs the library for the GPIO expander. Back to libraries. So I think this is the one. So I click that, add to project. Now that one has been added. So now when I build it, it's successful. That's using the INO file naming structure. If I go to the top of this sketch, it already did include the Arduino.h file that we do have to include in here, like we did over on the Blink sketch. But we also have a lot of functions in here, and I did not add declarations at the top to make this system become aware of them, and it's still compiled. So if I rename this main.cpp, now if I try to build, it's got all kinds of problems because it's now seeing this as a C++ syntax type system and not an Arduino INO system. So now to get it working, somewhere before the setup function, I'm putting in these declarations. I had already gone through this. Every time there was an error because it couldn't figure out that a function exists, I did the same thing as the other sketch, and I kept doing this and rebuilding until it was successful. So now that I did this in the main.cpp structure, if I build, now it's successful. So we just have to remember, if we're using PlatformIO, we can try to copy in Arduino IDE project files straight into the source folder, or if we want to create this CPP structure, we'll have to remember to declare functions up at the top somewhere. Now, if I try to program, and I have this module plugged in, so it should automatically find it. It was successful writing, and now on the display, it says rotate 4 options, and I can rotate and get different menu options, and we see some sort of activity on the LED. So it was relatively straightforward to migrate this somewhat convoluted Arduino IDE sketch over to PlatformIO. So for a project like this, if it happened to get more complicated over time, I can go look at the PlatformIO.ini file, see if I might want to adjust any of these library version numbers, or even add a board dependency version number if they update the ESP32 board file and it breaks something. I can then look up what were the previous board file versions and do something like they do on the libraries to try to force this to the last known ESP board file that worked. And that's the main advantage I was looking for with migrating over here. I may still use the Arduino IDE for more simple projects. It may be quicker and not necessary to use a more complicated environment, at least until I get more used to it. But at least now I'm up and running, and if I find the Arduino IDE too restrictive in the future, I have a fallback plan.